Us. Welcome along to the Joe Spivey YouTube channel, where we will not be discussing books whatsoever today, folks. You have my utmost promises that there will be absolutely zero bookish chat. We're going to be talking about sports and bar brawls and memorial resplendence and all of those excellent things. So this is me live. As to whether any of you can see me, I have no idea. Please do let me know. There will be a way in which I can look at... I don't end this damn thing, and yet I can't see any messages popping up, if there are messages. So if anybody's here, then do let us know. This is all very new indeed. Can you hear me? Can you not? I'm turning volumes up and down. I am looking every bit the technophobe, but I can see myself on the screen. It says that 2 people are here. There's already been 1 like. So is it possible? Let's have a look. We've got some settings down here. Oh, excellent. Chat viewing options, all messages are visible, some messages such as potential spam may not be visible, hide all chat messages. Okay, so there are 3 of you here, that is excellent. As you can probably tell, it's been a marvellous day here in East Yorkshire. I've been watching the cricket down in the south. It's just a bit quiet. Okie dokie. That's completely never mind to run off. I can't make it any louder, unfortunately. I don't know whether something's being blocked. I wonder if it's any better if I take it away from the books. I don't really know. I'm trying my damnedest. But yeah, it's been a gorgeous day here in East Yorkshire, and yeah, I've been watching the cricket, which is taking place at the Kia Oval in SE11 over in the south of London, and it's been a very, very dismal day there. So I do enjoy it when I do enjoy it when it's crappy down in the south and it's gorgeous here in God's country in the north. So yeah, please let me know what the feed is like. There aren't very many of you here yet, simply because I said that I was going to begin at 7:30 GMT and 3:30 EST, but I've just jumped on a little earlier because I have very little to do, and I would only gnaw the table with all of my nervous energy about the upcoming match. So yes, welcome everybody, welcome. This is Joseph Edward Spivey Esquire, live for the very first time. I've got all sorts of apparatus around me. There is lots of civil disobedience going on, devices not working, and things are all at sea, but I'm trying my best. I've got some veins popping out there which shows that I'm at my best. If you're connected to headphones, that might make it quieter until you disconnect. Hold on a second. I don't think so. I mean... Is it dreadfully quiet, or is your device just on low volume? I'm not sure. I would very much like to change that, but my microphone is on. As far as I'm aware, I'm not connected to any headphones or anything. I don't really use Bluetooth headphones, so that's nearly impossible. So just turn your device up, folks, if it's too loud. But I'm seeing that there are 9 of you here, so that's jolly good. Please let me know. Answer some damn questions. Ask me some damn questions that I can answer, and yeah, that would progress the live stream brilliantly, because I don't have an awful lot of talking points, unbelievably. I've been here for 3.5 minutes, and yet I have not taken a breath. I've just yesterday finished George Eliot's Middlemarch, and that was, as ever, a supreme reading experience. You can't go far wrong with Miss Evans, as I'm learning. So I'm preparing to do an essay for the literary review, sorry, not literary review, for what's it called? I always forget the name of this publication, for whom I am to write an essay. I'm forgetting. It's The Letter Review, I think, is the name, and they're doing an essay competition, and I'm hoping to do it on George Eliot's Middlemarch, no less. So I'm looking at Rosemary Ashton's biography of the lady in question just now. Not a brilliant biography, I have to say. It's smattered and spangled with dates, and explores her character and her inner thoughts to a decent extent, but not nearly to the extent I do. Courtney's Corner, I used to read the dictionary as a child, and I believe maybe you did too. Did I have a dictionary around as a child? Probably not. I didn't have I think I've made it clear to everybody that I didn't I didn't have a very bookish childhood. I remember having Harry Potter around like every other bibliophobe, but I did not have a bookish childhood. There will have been thesauruses or thesauri. What is the plural for thesauruses? I will have had them lying about, but I I didn't sort of step into the kind of urbane mode that you see today until about 2 or 3 years ago. So I wasn't actually the boring nerd at school who had very few friends and would spend his time chewing on bogies. Tired Girl Reads, hello, she's got an excellent channel and you all ought to go to subscribe. That's Tired Girl Reads. On the topic of essays, what are some of your favourite, I'm going to have to type that again because that disappeared. I don't know why it's not all coming up in permanence, but I can't remember. What are my favourite essays regarding what you need to type that again? Love, because for some reason things are disappearing. Things are, what's going on? I've got chat settings here. Hide all, no, live, they're all visible. Are they ephemeral? Our chat's ephemeral. Oh, themes to dissect. What, in Middlemarch? Themes to dissect in Middlemarch. I'm looking, what am I thinking about looking at? Well, I usually just find sort of 5 or 6 things rather than sort of, thematic tendrils. I'm looking at, for example, her turns of phrase. She's got some very idiosyncratic, prototypically Victorian turns of phrase that I'm going to get a good 300 or 400 words out of. There is, on the critical side anyway, some of Eliot's overreach that I'm looking at. Of course, there is a kind of phantasmagoric splendour to much of her writing, but occasionally she tries a little too hard. And so, Courtney's Corner, what is your favourite epic poem? Does John Dewey count? It probably doesn't, does it? But Byron's Don Juan, if it does count. I haven't read an awful lot of epic poetry, capital E, so I can't really give a satisfactory answer. But back to Middlemarch, it'll be bits and bobs about. This sounds a little bit stereotypical, but people in limbo. So Lydgate comes to Middlemarch and struggles because his medical diagnoses and a lot of his academic philosophy is at stark variance with those in the community, and so therefore he is struggling. Who else? Will Ladislaw, who is, heaven forbid, of Polish descent, and so he struggles rather a lot. And who else is in limbo a bit? Dorothea is struggling because essentially bits about liminality, maybe. As you can already tell, I haven't really hatched out these very well indeed. I've got 4 or 5 A4 covers back to back with my notes and with quotations and with bits and bobs, but I'll probably waste a lot of time in the intro talking about how marvellous she is, and hope to get away with about 3,000 or 4,000 words in the end. And hope that my sort of professorial eloquence can carry it through. That would be nice. But I did today finish and publish on my estimable Substack, to which you must all go and subscribe as well, with equal fervour. I wrote about Lex Fridman and Donald Trump's latest interview. What is your opinion on those who write off classics because they are written by old white men? Personally, that kind of dismissal irritates me. Yes, Courtney, yes. It's simple reverse racism. If your automatic opinion about somebody or their work or their output is affected by the colour of their skin, the amount of melanin in their skin, or any other immutable characteristic, then that is the definition of bigotry and prejudice. So yes, I despise that. Leo Picara, hello. Do you read fast? How many hours a day on average? I don't. I do sub-vocalise, so I do read the words in my head. I have a little internal monologue as I'm reading, and so, for example, when I was reading Middlemarch, it's small print, folks, which is not good for your eyes, but I was reading probably about 35 pages an hour when I was doing that, and I usually read, again, depending on what my goals are for the day. If I'm, a kind of a greasy hermitic shut-in, and I just I want to lie on the bed for a short time, then I'll probably read for 5 or 6 hours, which you can extrapolate from there, or calculate just how many pages I read. But it's usually when I'm encumbered with terrible life events. It's usually about, for example, today it's been about 4 sessions of about just short of an hour, actually, about 45-50 minutes, so 3.5. Whereas when I'm totally committed, it's about 5 or 6. And then whether I'm writing or producing videos or wandering about the town and, foisting myself on some of the local progeny, then it'll be a little less. But yeah, usually about 3 or 4 hours. But yeah, I finished my, my article. I've got a fine English cup of tea here, as I'm sure you can see. This is, it's not, it looks like sludge from the River Thames, but it's not. It's potable liquid, I assure you. It is, what was I? Oh, yeah. Friedman and Trump did an interview not so long back, I think 3 or 4 days ago. It was released. Got at time of recording, it has about 4.5 million views. And yeah, some of my thoughts on it. Small bits of coverage and quotations from it, but mainly a little bit more of a further diagnosis on the Trumpian experiment. Courtney's Corner, out of interest, and because I'm about 5 years older than you, what are the set GCSE texts these days? For me, it was Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men, which is forever yada yada. I keep missing that. I don't know why the text is going away. But what are the set texts nowadays? For GCSE, I did Jane Eyre. I'm glad you're not a freak like Steve. That's Leo Bakari. Yeah, I don't read 150 pages an hour or whatever obscene rumours are put about by Messer Donahue. Yeah, I read for year 11 at GCSE. I did Jane Eyre. We did bits. I think we did bits of Sylvia Plath's poetry. We did an Inspector Calls. We did Inspector Calls. What the hell else did we do for year 11? Again, I wasn't nearly as focused as you'd imagine I was. Now I was middling in the top set, so I was, as usual, reasonably predisposed to academia, but didn't try hard enough, so I was clever and coasted my way through to decent grades. So yeah, Jane Eyre, J.B. Priestley and Inspector Calls, bits of Sylvia Plath's poetry, and then we did a poetry section on love and loss. Oh my goodness, Dream of Empire, 2 a.m. here in Western Australia. Not sure how long I'm going to last. I hope that is a reference to your sleep pattern and not to spermatoza and gestatory periods. How long you're going to last depends very much on the partner that you are with, but how long you're going to last for your sleeping will of course depend on how exciting Joseph Spivey is now for you. And I promise to keep my shirt on throughout the evening, despite how good and exciting and successful the rugby gets. But you know, you can look at my veins and my Adam's apple and bits of my centre parted hair if you like. But yeah, Western Australia, that is the most, obviously that's Perth and the like. Speaking of Australia, I don't know quite where it is in Australia, but my Aunt Jane, what could be more quintessentially British than having an Aunt Jane? My Aunt Jane was a Brisbane resident for some time. Leo Bakara, do they give Wuthering Heights to high schoolers in England? I think that book is a touch too much for that age range. No, I never received it. I've never heard of anybody receiving it. But I don't see why it would be too much necessarily. Again, the environmental connotations of that book never hit me as much as they do for others. So everybody has to curl up every October with the thing, with the autumn, the oranged leaves floating around them, and you know, some gorgeous pale sunsets. But I've never found it to be too atmospheric. I like the book, but it's my abiding memory of it isn't one of the weather. But I don't see why they wouldn't set that text, and I would happily set it for my students, my prospective students. But yeah, keep the questions coming, folks. Keep them firing in. I see that there are 17 of you here, which is absolutely remarkable that there haven't been 17 people commenting, because as you all know, when I take dictatorial powers here in Great Britain and therefore on the continent of Europe, if indeed you viewed this live stream and haven't commented, or if indeed you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel by that point, I will be beheading you in public and shipping you off to rural Poland for governmentally processed genocide. So yeah, you should jolly well comment if indeed you value your own safety and that of your families. So yeah, I'm sipping this tea like a good one. Keep topics coming. Keep questions coming. Whilst Courtney's got what would be your Desert Island Discs bookish pick? Now I haven't watched an awful lot of Desert Island Discs or listened to an awful lot of Desert Island Discs for some time, but I understand that Brisbane is in Queensland, 3 hours ahead of Perth, so your Aunt Jane would have been even more exhausted being up watching you. Thankfully, she has she's been repatriated. She is back in England, was a rather complex way of saying it. She's back in England now, so she is. If she's watching, hello, Aunt Jane. You know, welcome. And but what was I talking about before? There was obviously a question of Perth. I can't see everything pop up simultaneously, which is a right git. So I'm having to remember things in real time. Oh, my Desert Island Disc bookish pick. Goodness me, I haven't listened to the show for a while, so I don't really know what the format is like. Leah Picara, since young people, especially boys, can't concentrate anymore, a classic would be torture, I think. Parents don't read either. True, but I would hope to be one of those unorthodox teachers that tries to kindle some sort of love for the book and for literature on a wider field, and so hopefully I would imagine that they would be a little more interested in the stuff I would set than they would other teachers. But finally, my Desert Island bookish pick, it's got to be Middlemarch, if by which you mean the weird hypothetical in which I'm stranded on an island for an indeterminate amount of time, and I have only one set text to plough through. It's got to be that, or Childe Harold's Pilgrimage, one of the two. But yeah, a jolly good question. I like Desert Island Discs. I'll never go on it despite how prominent I become, because I couldn't really list 6 or 7 tracks that I listen to on a weekly basis. I don't have any real love or grasp of music, and so I would be a very, very poor guest. Courtney's Corner, the issue is that you provide no freedom by forcing someone to read a book they had no choice in. It's never going to work, sure. Tired Girl reads, which American classics have you enjoyed? I enjoyed The Great Gatsby. Would you count The Catcher in the Rye? Probably not. It's a bit of a cult classic, I think, isn't it? And it's been exhumed and revitalized by TikTok. But Holden Caulfield, when I was a similarly naive and yet somehow quite prickly youth, then of course that Holden Caulfield spoke to me. So that was all jolly good. Leah Isamolia, hello, or Leia Isamolia. I'm sure I've nailed that surname. Tiger was Catcher in the Rye, it's so good I think it counts. Libercar, yeah, with a good teacher it can be good. A teacher not caring makes the students numb as well. That happened to me, and they picked up reading again at 18 years old. Yeah, very, very good. The standards of teaching are getting lower and lower. Courtney's Corner, speaking of classics, I'm currently reading Wilkie Collins' Armadale. That's interesting. Is that set in and around Manchester? Because there is an Armadale shopping centre now, and I can only think that that word is inextricably linked with the area. I have shopped and indeed contemplated shoplifting from the Armadale very many times. So yeah, Wilkie Collins, I've got The Woman in White, The Lady in White, The Woman in White on the shelf there. And I may have read bits and bobs, but I can't remember reading the whole thing. So let us all know how it goes. I'm bound to get to him at some point. Definitely. How are you? You seem completely out of my comfort zone. Well, that's just a brazen insult that I'm going to completely ignore. Alexandria Jarvis, you should read The Bell Jar. I shall try. I've got a collection of Plath on my shelf, and I may as well. Josephine Malone, I'm writing in from the US. Do you plan on extending your dictatorial powers across the pond? Happy to assist if you need anyone over here to help lay the groundwork. No, I think Trump's doing a jolly good job of that anyway. Sting, will Ollie Pope scoring a century today? With Ollie Pope, do you think that England's batting lineup is at their best in a long time, including Stokes? Yes and no, really. Obviously, we've got Dan Lawrence in opening, who is demonstrably terrible. I don't know how it is that the chats can remain full time, because I've got oh my goodness me. Can anybody tell me how it is that I can have chats permanently up here, because they're disappearing at a rapid rate, and you're all very keen, and you're all coming in, and it's all jolly good and excellent, and I want to put my thumbs up to you all, but that's not proving possible at the moment. But back to England's batting lineup. Obviously, we've got Dan Lawrence, who looks out of his comfort zone. It was a left-of-field choice by Brendan McCullum and the coaching side, but Joe Root is obviously the best batsman to have walked the earth since Donald Bradman and Ricky Ponting. You can look at them on your phone. Okay, well, they are coming up, but they're disappearing forever. So I don't know how it is that I want them on my phone, but I want them constantly at me all the time. Yeah, we have Joe Root, we have Ollie Pope, a gorgeous century, a near Chancellor's century here today, even though it was humid, grey, dull conditions, which usually lends itself to bowling proficiency and swinging things around corners and causing batsmen all sort of trouble. That was not the case today, and I think Ben Duckett should well have scored one, but once Zach Crawley comes back, was he concussed, or I can't remember, he's got a broken hand or something? That's quite integral to batting. As soon as Crawley gets back in, we've got the finest openers since Cook and Cook and Strauss, so I think we're doing jolly good there, especially on the continent in Pakistan. I think we're going to give those guys a run for their money. That would be jolly good, wouldn't it? And yeah, we have Ben Stokes to come back into the side once his hamstring heals up. I think he's going to play against Pakistan in the away tour, so that would be nice too. But yeah, the England batting lineup is much better than the horrid days. Leah, are you going to a party later or anywhere interesting this weekend? No, I'm doing nothing of the description. I am going to open some of Asda's finest golden lager beer. It's in my fridge at the moment. I'm going to close the curtains and set up a light because I do realise that it is getting rather dark here in Britain. I think the sunset time is about 9 o'clock nowadays, but you get that. Tired girl reads he's shoplifting in Manchester, of course. Yep. You couldn't blame me for the price tags. But yeah, England cricket is in a very, very good place. And speaking from somebody who has watched us suffer under Joe Root's tenure, where we had, I think, on the Australian tour once, we had Haseeb Hameed, Rory Burns and David Malan opening for us, which is perhaps the most fallible three batsmen in the country at the time, and yet they had seats at the England table, so that was terrible, and that's the reason why we got the thing. Leah Pucara, have you been a reader since you were little? No. I didn't have a very bookish childhood. Lou G, hello, long-time commenter and supporter. Hello, Lou. No, I was not. I've not been bookish since I was little. I was the one thing that my childhood, the one way in which my childhood and bookishness were incorporated was involuntary loneliness. So my parents didn't have any more children after me. They were already reasonably old when they did have me. I'm sure mother could have pumped out two or three more for me to sort of fling marbles at if I'd have wanted to, but it meant that I was very, very much alone most of the time. I didn't live near school friends. I had lots of friends at school, but couldn't lark out with them, as the phrase goes in Britain, because they were very many miles away near the environs of the school, whereas I was whisked a little further away, further afield, and so I would just be kicking a ball about in the garden on my own, watching television on my own. I would have sleepovers, but it wouldn't be, I am just, as a result of my solitary childhood, extraordinarily comfortable in my own company. So, finishing this fine cup of tea, got some water there, but soon we're going to go on to the hard stuff, the lager beer, and all of the offside comments are going to be come with my usual ebullience. So yeah, the sun is setting. It's been, as I say, it's been an absolutely gorgeous day here in East Yorkshire. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen, where indeed you're coming from, where you're commenting from, where you're watching from. Joseph Malone, have you read any Vonnegut? No, that's Mr. Kurt Vonnegut, I would imagine. No, I've not. I couldn't even name a title of his. I know he's a significant author, and I need to get round to him, but not yet, unfortunately. No. But tonight, folks, is it's a big contest between Hull Kingston Rovers and the Wigan Warriors. Hull Kingston Rovers and have been and continue to be my sporting crutch. Leah Pucara, but you wouldn't consider yourself introverted. No, I'm from Argentina. Well, welcome. Luigi's in Tennessee. No, I would not consider myself an introvert. No, I am happy. You can be simultaneously happy in your own company, but then also thrive in a sociable situation. That's not a contradiction in terms. You can simultaneously exhibit those two characteristics, I think. So yeah, I'm not an introvert. Just put me in a room with people and I do it. Alexandria Jarvis, favourite wife of Henry VIII. Catherine of Aragon, because she doesn't get much study at all. Courtney's Corner, are your family cultured people? Not really. I would love a definition of a cultured person. Stephen, my Grand Viceroy Spivey, has a latent intelligence, but doesn't really choose to exercise it foolishly. But my mother is very studious and was a hard taskmaster and remains so, and is very committed to a cause once it's in her head, but she's not bothered about reading a biography of Franco or knowing the difference between Colorado and Colombia, the kind of the basic cultural tenets of existence, knowing that Sri Lanka is a small island near India, another country near India, or that, knowing how many beans make five, as it were. Mother's not too interested in that, but I wouldn't change her because she has a kind of demotic flair and is extraordinarily, she's wonderful to be around, and of course it would take me 200 pages of A4 to do her justice, so I won't try now. But yeah, family not particularly cultured. My paternal grandmother, hello Gran, if you are indeed watching. She is partial to the Joe Spivey YouTube channel, as you should all be. She reads an awful lot of Agatha Christie novels, or did so. She loves a murder. She's happy to watch people, slain in a midsummer garden. So if you count that as cultured, then then absolutely forgive my burps, folks. I've been having chicken and chorizo in a bowl with rice. It's obviously been reheated. The reason that this live stream is going ahead, Tide Girl reads, you've read many Victorian novels. Is there any author you'd say is overrated / underrated? Dickens is overrated and Trollope is underrated. Courtney's Corner. Oh, I love watching Miss Marple. I prefer it to clubbing. Yeah, well, Andrew Salisbury or Salisbury, late to the live stream. Hi all. You're not late, Andrew. I started early. And we'll be finishing late because I couldn't wait, frankly, and I'm too bombastic to care. So I'm just going to close the curtains and turn on some lights. The lighting's going to be terrible, I'm almost certain, but just bear with me, folks. I will continue talking, and I promise you that. Oh no, things are plugged out. That's not good. How do I plug things back in? I should really have prepared for this, shouldn't I, before going live? I could put the main lights on, but that might skew things slightly. I'm not sure. I think we just. Okay, how does that look? Is that all right? Oh, I think that's jolly fine, isn't it? That'll do for now. So I've got the main light on, so Mother will be, she'll have her knickers in a twist about the electric bill, but she's not here to care. So I've got some water with me. I've just had a lovely cup of tea. I'm going to be breaking out the lager soon. That is terrible lighting, and I do want to change it. So I am going to endeavour to do that. Can we get a little bit of light here? Oh, yes, we can. Is that going to be any good? No, that's too dark. You see how there is a kind of raw authenticity to this because it's all been because none of it's been planned and it's all been done so terribly. There is, as I say, there's an authenticity to this. Let me see if this one works. We've got. For goodness sake, that plug's not on. Okay. Is that any better? Is that going to suffice? Oh yes, that'll be fine. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, yes. So I want to go somewhat into the first half of the match, and by that point I'll probably be too nervous to speak. So that will mean that I will close the live stream after about an hour. But it's been jolly fun having very many of you along. I haven't quite been able. Oh, Leah Picara, do your friends read? Have you converted any of them into readers? Not really. No. I'm very glad to hear that I've converted some of you guys into readers on here, or people that wouldn't have otherwise been into reading have kind of stumbled onto my channel, and I've been able to do that. Leah Isamola, so there has to be a plot around the game to make it bookish. There are lots of possibilities, probable plots about buying and selling. Not altogether sure what that comment is referring to, but yeah. Oh, I know I'm exaggerating. Okay. I'm going to act as if I comprehend exactly what that comment means. I believe somebody. I believe that you were saying that I was somewhat out of my comfort zone earlier on, so I'm going to almost certainly ignore everything you say. No, I'm kidding. But yes, welcome. 25 people watching, and yet very few of you are sending in messages. That means that you are essentially engaging in voyeurism. Andrew Salisbury, do you prefer Martin Amis as a novelist or essayist? I haven't read any of his novels. Essays by a long distance. His non-fiction is supremely readable. I know that's a horrid phrase, but it is at one time sort of mellifluous and yet perspicacious, and yeah, it's right and sounds good as well. Leah Picara, have you made videos about favourite movies? No, I don't really think I do. Doom of Empire, do you plan to attempt to read as long per day as each as Steve Donahue? No, because that gentleman happens not to sleep and goes into a cryogenic chamber every night, so no. Have you read the Sherlock stories? Yes, I have. I've probably read them all, and watched all of the preeminent Jeremy Brett adaptations on ITV, which I would direct you all towards if you don't understand, if you want a gateway into there. Hannah's Books, hello! I can only stay for a moment, but it's lovely to see you live. Well, thank you, Hannah. That's much appreciated. Andrew Salisbury, speaking of Steve Donahue, any chances of you paying a visit to Hyde Cottage? Dear God, that would be lovely, and I shall do at some point. I'm going to wait to see what happens in December, because if you guys get an orange demagogue running the country, then I will be classed as one of those idiotic patients of mental institutions coming through the southern border. He seems to want to villainise every single foreigner, and whether you're black, blue or battleship grey, doesn't want you in the country. So if Donald Trump gets elected, then I probably will will abstain, as it were. But if Kamala comes through, then I might end up winging my way through. When indeed I get 30 million followers, of course, I'll owe it to you all to do a US tour, and then inevitably I'll come to Boston and see our BookTube patron and pariah. But there are 23 of you here, so that's 22 more than I expected. And we have been doing this for half an hour now, and I am yet to crack open a beer. So that's I suppose that's interesting, isn't it? But yeah, thank you all for your comments. I would love anybody right now, all of you that are watching, okay, I want you to okay, Tide Girl reads, it's an hour ahead here in Germany, so I'm logging off to tidy some things, but have a great evening. Glad to have stopped by. Thank you. Tide Girl reads has an excellent channel. She doesn't upload nearly as much as she should, but you should all go and subscribe. She does some thoughtful and energetic videos, and spreads the joy and the love. But all of you that are watching now need to tell me within the next instant. You need to go onto the internet. I suppose I could do this on my laptop now. You need to tell me how it is. Leo, do I understand? I imagine plots about prestige between two players. I'm sorry, I have just stopped imagining plots. Still not sure why it is that you're talking about plot. I've got no idea when I brought up plots, and you don't seem to have a question either. So I'm struggling with that one. So I really am. But yeah, any of you guys who can show me or tell me how to have the comments in perpetuity on my screen, that would be ace, because I get them, and regardless of their length on here, they disappear within 10 or 15 seconds, and unless I speed read them out instantly and answer them instantly, I can't keep up with the gushing flow. So yeah, look it up now, tell me now. I suppose I should have a look as well, but if indeed you could tell me how that is done, how it is. What are your go-to news outlets for political news and current events? That's Joseph Malone. The BBC, controversial in this country now. But yeah, the BBC and ITV, and that's about it really. I am sort of detestably linear in some of my in some of my opinions regarding there. Andrew Sosby, that will be a problem when you draw over 100 on the stream. Yes, I'm sure. Just below, what do you go to news outlets? That's been retyped, which is jolly fine. I know that, and so I need to know how it is that I can have all the comments on here, because I know that Steve Donahue does live streams and answers questions that were asked 5 or 6 minutes ago, and so he obviously is able to keep things all in a row. We've got our comment settings here. High level chat messages, chat viewing options. No, top chat, some messages such as potential spam may not be visible. All messages are visible, and that's fine, and that's all. So that's all set up, and that's all fine. Okay. How to have all chats permanently on a YouTube live stream. How to see every chat with and without. I don't know if it is true for the presenter, but as a viewer I can scroll up to the bottom of the comment and it will stay put until I scroll down. Well, that's not the way it is with me. I get a comment that flashes up in a nice black bubble, and then it disappears after 5 seconds, Hannah. So that's not good. How do I change my name there? I should really have looked at this, shouldn't I? This is youthful impudence and lack of preparedness. Surely it's somewhere in chat settings. Is that any better? Welcome to live chat. Does this mean that everything's permanent now? People type, and that way, no, it's gone away. It's gone away. Okay. For goodness sake, all messages are visible. Top chat, some messages such as potential spam may not be visible. Hide none. I don't want to hide any chat messages. Yeah, hello. No, it's still going away. Why are they going away? Stay! I want the messages to stay. How to see every stream chat with and without OBS. What the hell is OBS? Is that? Oh, goodness knows what OBS stands for. How to add YouTube chat live to the stream. Goodness me. I don't want to press anything in case it ends the blighter either, so I do not want to tempt fate. But I'm going to turn the television on. Obviously, I'm going to have it on 0 volume because that would just be ignorant if not. But I'm going to turn the television on because it's 10 minutes until kickoff, folks. How quickly that has come around. So hopefully, when I end this stream, it will be saved as a full, complete video. Wouldn't that be nice? Let me just turn everything down. Oh, there's some more cricket going on. Yes, so I'm gonna end the video and thus upload it as as I usually would on my YouTube channel for the viewership of people permanently. Right, what are we going on? I think it's on Sky Sports Plus. Again, this is going to be Anglophone references regarding our channel systems. Sky Sports Plus linear. Is it this one? Yes, it is, because that's the St Helens chairman. Gloria Wanderers, please don't stress, just answer the questions you can and follow up afterwards. If people want to leave, pressing questions in the comments, take a breather, get a beer and relax. Okay, well that's put me at ease. Lebakara, and YouTube support, it said that you need to have YouTube Red. Maybe the comment not disappearing is a paid feature. No, because Steve will almost certainly not have YouTube Premium, and yet the comments can stay up for him, and I know other people that have live streamed to a similar effect as well. So I don't know what's going on, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm not really. Of course, I'm doing it to engage with you, but I'm also doing it so that you can see some of my commentary on rugby. It's actually done a lot to quash the nerves. This, folks, the nerves about Hull KR versus Wigan. I would usually be pushing out a sloppy one, but at the moment I am. That's an arresting image, isn't it? Sorry, Joe, I'm afraid I have to go now as I'm approach 3 AM and I'm knackered. Good luck. Thank you, Dream of Empire. Leah, the lamp looks excellent when turned on, almost like light flower. Thank you. So yes, I would usually, as I say, I would usually be tearing myself a new one right now, but thankfully, because I'm speaking to you guys, somehow that nervousness has been taken away. So yeah, I'm going to go and get a beer, and things are about to get salacious as a result. Sting, I like writing essays and articles, but I feel like one can have more cultural impact making YouTube videos instead. What do you think about it since you do both? Well, of course, things are increasingly and invariably now digital, and I think that it obviously democratizes access to the industry, because everybody has a phone and a decent camera and recording software now, and not everybody has a 1,500-word op-ed piece in the New York Times. But again, the Luddite and the antediluvian in me does indeed like the printed word, and the idea of making it legitimately as well as just being a kind of an online hit piece. So yeah, here we go. So we've got all the commentators, we've got all the Hull KR boys getting off of the coach. We are dressed in red and white, and we are cheering the camera. We're screaming at the camera, and all is happy with 2 thumbs up. So I'm going to go for a quick lager. Here we are, bom bom bom. Oh, that is splendid. So this is Stella Artois. Other Bacchanalian products are, of course, available. But if you want to use that, then you indeed can. But yes, so currently you can see the supporters getting off of the bus, and one of the Sky Sports colleagues is or employees is attempting to interview them. But of course, everybody from the People's Republic of East Yorkshire does not speak English, and so that's going to be difficult. Hannah's Books, could you give us Americans a very brief explanation of the sport? So it's rugby is a little similar, and was probably a predecessor of American football. So you have 13 teams on each side, and they kick off like they do in American football, but it's continuous play rather than stoppy-starty, because we didn't have to monetize everything, because we're not, avaricious money grabbers. So it's a continuous sport played 40 minutes at a time, 13 players each. We have an egg-shaped oval ball, like an oblate spheroid, I think is the official scientific name, and the job is to pass and to run, and you can kick. You get 5 tackles, so a person runs with the ball, is tackled, plays it through his legs, kicks it through his legs, and the hooker, of course that's synonymous with somebody who sells their body for sex. That's extraordinarily funny. You'll have a laugh. The hooker gets the ball, passes it to someone else who runs again. That happens 5 times, and then you have to kick, essentially. Of course, there are all sorts of things to it, but yeah. Hello, Natalie. Slaint, I think that's Irish for cheers. In which case, cheers. Let me down some beer. And for my entire life, Hull Kingston Rovers have been pretty poor. We were relegated to the 2nd Division, had ignominy heaped upon us, and we were just terrible. Favourite cheese, Alexandria Jarvis? Spicy cheddar, probably, or Edam. Hello, Joe. Sabea. Hello, Joe. Only just joining this. Hope you're doing well. Loved the explanation of rugby. Did you indeed? I thought it was lackluster, but there we are. And yeah, so 3 years ago we signed him. Why Hull KR over Hull FC? Geography or family allegiances? That's Gloria Woodhouse, I think. Both, I would assume. Geography. I was always ever. See, I can't answer 3 or 4 questions at a time because they're not staying up, which is so annoying. It will have been because of geography. We were from East Hull rather than West Hull, which is a much nicer side of the city. I'm sure you'll all agree. And so yeah, I grew up and every one of my family were red and white. It's much like Manchester City and Manchester United, or I would assume the New York Jets and the New York Giants, where you just turn up and because 80% of your family supports one team over the other, then you support that team. But yeah, we've been awful and terrible, but we got a coach in called Willie Peters, and he has been magnificent over the last 3 or 4 years, and we've been slowly building from mediocrity to terrible, from terrible performances to mediocrity to slightly less embarrassing mediocrity to gainliness, and now all of a sudden we are top of the sodding league with but 3 matches to go, and we are playing the team who's in second at the moment, and we're playing them tonight, and so if we beat them, then we all but guarantee our status as the top dogs and as league leaders and all of the advantages that are conferred as a result. So that'll be good, and it would be nice also to dispel some of the rumours. So because we haven't been very good for very long, we're playing the Wigan Warriors, who have been in and around the top spot for very many years. It is presumed that we're going to fall off somehow, and Wigan are going to, normal service will resume, and the Wigan Warriors will bounce back and knock us off top spot. But it has been my publicised opinion that such a downfall is not going to occur, but I guess you never know. But I just pray with everything in my being, folks, that we do ourselves proud, if nothing else. I don't mind losing by 3 or 4 points as long as we don't get completely battered. That would be nice. But top 2 spots by the end of the season is almost guaranteed anyway, and that means that we have advantages for the future anyway. Leah Picara, have you tried any more Dostoevsky? No. And it's going to be a long time before I summon the courage to do so. See, shorter questions, folks, but fecund questions, fertile questions would be much appreciated. As I get more and more masculine and less broadcastable with every sip. But people are probably going to be aggrieved, both in our block and in the blocks beyond and in the postcodes beyond, with some of my loud speaking late into the night, but that doesn't really matter. So I'm planning, it's 40-minute periods each, or 40-minute halves, and I want to watch and broadcast and record for you guys at least the first half. That would be nice. If things start to go terribly and we are 3 or 4 tries down, then of course I'll quit the stream, kick the stool, and you'll never hear anything more from me. But if it's going well, then of course we can all share in the Robin's joy. Wouldn't that be fine, folks? So yeah, keep the questions coming, keep the points coming. Courtney's Corner, what videos do you have coming up? Not an awful lot. Any news on new issues, some great new theories or tendencies in literature? Lack of concentration. Leah Picara asked, do you like football? I assume you mean British soccer. I do. My team is Chelsea Association Football Club. We again are dastardly and terrible at the minute. Shay, it's curious really, because when Chelsea were excellent, Hull KR were despondent, and now things have changed, and Chelsea are crap, and we are Hull KR are much better. So yeah, any new videos coming up? I want to record tomorrow something about I did reacting to 5-star reviews of books I hated. Sorry, 1-star reviews of books I loved, and now I want to do a video on 5-star reviews of books I hated. So somebody talking about the brilliancy of normal people and Crime and Punishment and what else have I failed to get through in the last few weeks? That'll be about it really. Or just, Harry Potter and people that have been lambasted lambasted and lampooned on YouTube. So yeah, I don't really have too much of a set agenda. I never I never look very far into the future. I just go with the flow, folks. You know me. I'm a free spirit. But yeah, we should be kicking off, shouldn't we? Are we on the hour? Check the watches, folks. We can't be far from 8 p.m. or whatever time it is near you. Yeah, 3 minutes to. Leah Isamola, were there any real surprises among one-star reviews? Yes, they were all surprises because I loved all of the books that I searched for, and every review that I read out was excoriative. So I didn't enjoy that. People telling me that Middlemarch held no interest. And sorry, I'm just looking at some of the team news. People telling me that Middlemarch held no interest, and which other books did I look at? Telling me that Martin Amos's Money was not funny or had no rewardable merit whatsoever. That wasn't a pleasant experience. It was actually quite funny because, of course, all of it was injected and tinged with some of the 21st century insufferable comments. But here is the Wigan team. Jay Field, Miskey, Kieran, Wardle, Smith, Ellis, Farrell, Thompson, Leeming, Harvard, Julian and Semba, who is the individual that we need to watch. Smith is a good player, French is a good player, but they're only just back from injury and suspension. Hull KR team, Parcel Sue, Whitbread Batchelor, Minchella Hadley, Mikey Lewis, Tyrone May, Ryan Hall, Broadbent, Hiku, Gildart and Burgess. That is a team that whets both the appetite and the crotch, folks. Courtney's Corner, do you have favourite novels that contain sports as plot points? Hell of a question, Courtney. I can't remember if I do. There will be one. There must be one. Does hunting count? Because Trollope's Palliser novels are full of hunting. I think it's about it. But I'm amazed at how easy this live streaming goes and how excellent it is. But I would just love to have constant comments. All of it is a learning curve, and in the future we will learn more. But yeah, here we are, some stats. Come on, show me the match. I don't want to see numbers. I don't want to see statistics. I'm a linguistic learner, not a visual learner. Show me the money. But it's being played away from home, so it's being played at the Wigan ground, the DW Stadium. But we have taken 3,000 fans, which might not sound very many to some of you who watch bigger sports, and I'm aware that 80, 90,000 capacity stadiums can be filled on a regular basis, but this is a smaller sport, and it's all played in the north, so that you don't get quite as many. But 3,000 visiting supporters to a ground is monstrous by any metric. So Hull KR are doing us proud once again. Once more, in sports, or at least the cameramen who cover sports events, have a propensity to show you women with whom you would ideally like to fornicate. So here is an attractive lady who is not wearing any shorts, but I would consider it rather a belt around her buttocks, and yeah, that's the way with the world at the moment. Thank God it's panned away, but still. So the pundits' prediction, both have said that Wigan are going to win. Wigan by 2 points and Wigan by 8, respectively. That, of course, is not going to happen. Leo Picard, did you play rugby in school? Yes, I was a number 6 or a number 7, not the bulkiest, but somebody who could kick with precision, had what's termed a rugby brain, and could pass quite well. I was a ball handler before that was a pun. I was indeed seriously, unironically called a ball handler, and so I did play rugby to a decent extent. Then, I don't know whether you noticed, but I hit puberty about a quarter of an hour ago, and so whilst gentlemen were getting beards and big frames and pectorals, I was essentially the cadaver that you see before you today, and so it just became an anatomical impossibility, but I still love watching it. And now that my team is good, I am even more excited, folks. So there's not going to be much commentary, because, of course, if I say Lewis passes to May, who passes to Burgess, who scores in the corner, you don't really know what that means. I don't mean to pat you on the head, but thankfully you guys are all ignorant of this. But I'm going to cheer and I'm going to shout, and I'm possibly going to admonish the referee for poor decisions. And go from there. But it's nice to have everybody I'll be speaking to people in a more relaxed environment. Of course, my YouTube channel is never very strenuous. I don't ever have any script to which I must adhere, but it's still nice to let the hair down and to have a few gold ones, to wet the whistle, and to show you all my more lively side. So yes, please do keep commenting, and I don't care if any of you migrate or whatever. This, you don't feel morally obligated to stay for the duration, but it would be nice. I do not think it is possible. Okay, again, another unconnected comment. I'd love to reply to that, but you seem to be hollering at thunder at the minute. But yeah, there is the returning Wigan player who is very skillful. There is Mr. Wardle. There is lots of smoke on the pitch, which isn't a good sign. There is Willie Peters, our esteemed coach, who is going to captain the ship. Gloria Wanderers, who is your all-time favourite rugby league player? Kevin Sinfield. Lou G, I'm unable to find a solution about the disappearing fast-moving comments. Get it together, Google. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. Favourite all-time rugby league player? One's tempted to say Rob Burrow because of his recent passing and his incredible courage. Gloria Wondrous, love Kevin. Yeah, Kevin Sinfield. Trying to think of more now. Who else did I like? Goodness, I so very seldom think about this now. Yeah, Kevin Sinfield definitely. Trying to think of a forward. Earl Crabtree, he was always a good laugh. Earl Crabtree, the forward for Huddersfield Giants, who was, I believe, the nephew or grandson of Hulk Hogan. There's a fact to twin the two Atlantic sides. And my television is buffering. That, Sky Sports, is not good enough, frankly. I'm going to have a hissy fit. We're playing a game. That's good. Right, kick-off is imminent. The Wigan Warriors kick off and we receive. And we claim the ball well. Okay, let's begin the set. Okie dokie. Jesus God. I don't know how it is that I'm going to balance comments with audienceship, with watching, but I'm going to try my damnedest, folks. We're in red and white, and for some reason Wigan are in their away kit, which is absurd because we're away and they're at home. But I'm not sure why that is, but I'm not complaining. So yeah, keep the comments and some of the prompts or questions coming in. That would be very, very nice. And yeah, it's great to feel a kind of instantaneous, immediate connection with you all. That's jolly splendid. So the first set hasn't gone magnificently. It's the fifth tackle and we're yet to reach the 40-metre line, but we've been tackled 5 times, wrestled to the ground 5 times. Don't know anything about rugby, but hope your team wins, Joe. Thank you. If you continue watching without answering comments, you could receive a medal in weirdest live stream ever. And you could receive a medal for rudest participant ever, I think, as well. I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm answering as many comments as come up to me, and so that's that. But we are driving Wigan back. They're offloading, and that's fallen to the floor, and they already look like they are desperate. So yeah, second tackle, they've already reached the halfway line. Early advantage to Wigan, one would suppose. Oh, this is I'm liking this. This is a splendid atmosphere. Despite a few hecklers, folks, we are pressing on, and Wigan are already shipping it wide. And Farrell takes it in. Liam Farrell, Leo Picard. Do you play video games? Nope. I did when I was a youngster. Very, very briefly, I played bits of Xbox, and I sound like Boris Johnson now, don't I? I played bits of Xbox. They're all floating like men possessed. I'm not sure why they're doing that. They're shipping it out wide. Here goes Wardle. Hiku makes the tackle. Fifth and last. They're very close to our try line. Wigan have made a very, very sharp start to this match, and I am concerned. Smith kicks to the corner. Burgess takes comfortably, needs to stay out of touch, does brilliantly, and makes sure to take it back. So, yeah, not a particularly brilliant start, but not a terrible one either. Azian, do you speak so fast in your daily life? Yes. Anybody that has the burden and the displeasure of running into me in real life will tell you that I am pretty much as Shapiro-esque as this all the time. That's got to be a penalty, Jack Smith. They're holding down. Come on. We need a penalty to get ourselves out of the danger zone. I'm promising not to swear or use cuss words. We're shipping it out already. There goes Elliot Minchella driving forward. Our captain, our talisman, our best player, you might say. Elliot Minchella plays the ball. Fourth tackle. There goes Tyrone May. Tyrone May offloads. I don't like that. Sue gives it to Whitbread, who takes it in to about the halfway line. We're still struggling to get out of our danger zone. You are like a modern-day Eddie Waring up and over. Glorious Wondrous. Yeah, Gloria Wondrous. Was he a rugby league commentator? I do believe he was, or some sort of sports commentator. That's high praise indeed, if so. Natalie O'Doherty, Joe does speak as fast in real life. It is as impressive as the videos, I can confirm. Yes, you can. Azian, what book are you reading right now? George Eliot's biography by Rosemary Ashton, or Rosemary Ashton's biography of George Eliot. to give me some facts about her essay. It's one of the few times where I've been reading just to get the info rather than for the historical narrative, and so yeah, that's done something to harm the pleasure of reading it. But Wigan are on the fourth tackle. Our fullback, who should have been playing fullback, is on the bench and is not in team kit. So that is a miss. So Nyla Valls is not playing fullback. That's not good. Broadbent needs to take the kick and does so. So yeah, we've already got one player out of position, so that's not a good sign. But we are at the moment penned in our own end. Wigan are defending like their lives indeed depend on it, and yeah, we're sort of working our way into the game. I mean, Mr. Broadbent has been a great player all season, but not in the position which he occupies now, so that's a bit unfortunate. Ryan Hall, the top try scorer in Super League history, plays the ball. We could do with an offside penalty there, Jack Smith, if you fancy officiating on the game. We need to get out of our danger zone. Willie Peters is as stressed as I am. He is camped in his box. We're shipping it out to Tyrone May, to James Batchelor, who drives to the 40 on the fifth tackle. We can't get out of our own half. Need a good deep kick from Lewis again. Pressure coming from Wigan. We get a nice deep kick which goes straight into the hands of Jai Field, who we need to bury because he is a lecherous rat. There we do. That's excellent. Good, good, good. So, yeah, things are going reasonably well. We're 5 minutes in already, and oh, that's a high tackle which will be penalised, I am sure. It has not been penalised. We've gotten away with one there. Thank you, Jack Smith. Do you read books that are nominated to the big literary prizes? Very rarely. Asian, what's your reading routine like? Between 7 and 8. Oh, that's a knock-on! Yes! Yes, that is a knock-on. Okay, we have the ball in a dangerous area. I read between 7 and 8, then between 10 and 11, then between 2 and 3, then 4 and 5, then to the end, 5 or 6, usually if I'm doing 5 or 6 hours. I'll definitely continue watching It Is Wonderful. Thank you, Leia. You've been obtrusively rude on a few occasions, so it's nice to see that you're trying to win my approval once again. But that is a major error, and Hull KR for the first time can set up camp in the opposition half. Natalie Adukti, local rugby fields are sleeping on a possible young commentator to join their efforts. Yes, I know, but there's no telling people. Sometimes you just need letters after your name, and I don't have that. Hiku, keep the ball! And I'm far too partisan as well. I'm sure I could shear some of my partisanship, but I wouldn't really want to, and it would reduce some of the enjoyment for me. But we're going to tackling well. But at least we're in their half enjoying some ball, as they say. Enjoying some ball. That Whitbread needs to play the ball quicker. Minicella, we're shaping up. Tyrone May gives it to Hadley, who's met by Liam Byrne, who I have an interesting story about. Aslan, how did you get into rugby? Parents shoved me in front of the television screen. There is a player for the Wigan Warriors by the name, you can Google him, I think his name's Liam Byrne. I was fortunate enough, as per usual, to bed a fine senorita at university one gorgeous afternoon and evening, and somehow through pillow talk it was discovered that she had once been in the company of Liam Byrne and had spent a night with him. So an individual who's playing for the opposition team was in the same bed as me once. That's an interesting fact for you all. 17 people still enjoying my company. That is 16 more than I would have expected and would care to acknowledge. But we're going to making more yards than we would like them to. But that's the fourth tackle, and they're only on the 20. Field is tackled, so that's fifth and last near the 30. No penalties given away yet. That's a poor pass, which we've charged it down. And that'll be 6 a game for Wigan, and they get another set. That's unfortunate, but good to show incentive. Oh, goodness me. This is a very, very difficult thing to be both tense about the state of affairs and to be both and tense about my extemporaneous elocution, and to be tense about the nature of our live stream. But there are so many Hull KR fans there. It's an honour to be one of them. Obviously not at the ground, but they're in spirit. So that's the fourth tackle. Wigan are 40 out still. Smith gives it to the big bulldozing Thompson, and that's the fifth tackle. 30 out, kick to come. Smith on the run, puts a dinky one up there. I expect Burgess to take. No, he doesn't. He lets it go out. That's fine. What's Liam Marshall talking about? I'm not sure. He's protesting to the linesman What was I just missed a comment? Sorry about that, folks. Retype. It's ephemeral tonight for some reason, and I'm both watching the television screen and watching this screen. So I'm apologies if I am missing any. But there's apparently some. He has not touched that. You can get in the bin as far as I'm concerned, Liam. That's complete rubbish. So that should be our ball on the 20. Yes, it is. Right. So we've got to get out the danger zone. We're not making many yards, folks. We don't look nearly as energised as we usually do. But it is 0-0 at the moment, which is all we can ask for when we're playing terribly. Are we going to get a penalty from Mr. Smith? No, we're not. Not yet. We're going to need one if we're going to get out the danger zone. Hadley takes it up. Wigan are up for this. That much is clear. And we need to work our way into this game. Hadley plays the ball, gives it to Sue, Jesse Sue, who takes it to the 30. That's a good run. He is carrying 3 people like Treebeard does. Hobbitson then offloads, but apparently is held, and you can't offload after the tackle is held. So yeah, keep comments coming. I'm not ignoring you folks. I wondered just how well this this contemporaneous live stream would go, and it's going all right. Mikey Lewis is going to shape up for a 40-20. Is it another big deep kick? But it goes straight to Liam Marshall. Thanks for the entertainment, Joe, by Hannah's Books. Well, I can but try. So yeah, if you would like this more often, then fair enough. I've never chanted for more than an hour, I don't think, especially in this state of tension, and I can't believe I haven't yet been for a wee, given how much I've been drinking of tea, water, and lager beer. I think you must start a regular live stream. I might well do so. I might well do so when I can figure out how to have the comments on permanently. That'd be jolly good. So yeah, on Wigan press, 4th tackle, just over the halfway. This has been a good set from Rovers. No penalties here, lads, and we're starting to win back the arm wrestle. There is Liam Byrne, the product, gives it to Nsemba, who is through the line. He's got support, but he's not going to make it to the line. We need to tackle him. I told you he was the danger player, and he's already showing why I pointed that out. 5th tackle, they play it on the 8-metre line. Smith passes to Field, needs to get him down. That's a poor pass. Marshall should be tackled. Marshall kicks it, and Parcell collects and runs it out. Goodness me, this is palpitating stuff. And we're barely a quarter of an hour in. But one thing we could do with is a penalty, Jack Smith. I don't care how it is that you are going to blow the whistle, but you need to do it now. Has any of the players published? No autobiographies or biographies published by the players. If so, if any books have been released, then they will have been probably ghostwritten. Ryan Hall looks to get through, needs to play it quickly. That must be faffing. Where's 6 again? There goes Gildart, 5th tackle on the 40. There's been so much messing in this ruck. I'm surprised. I'm astonished that Smith hasn't blown his whistle. Lewis kicks for touch and does not make it. Turns Field around, but that's a bloody good kick. Where's the chase? It's pretty good. We tackle him just short of the 10 and carry him over with zeal to the 10. So we're starting to win the arm wrestle, folks, which is good. This stream will go until half time. Honours even at the moment at 0-0. But yeah, anything bookish, anything literary, anything at all, please do let me know. This has been jolly fun to start off with. I've been enjoying this. What are you all reading at the moment? What videos would you like? I suppose I'm not a marketer. Aslan, how did you become so articulate? It'll be a concatenation of genetics and hard work in broad silence in my bedroom, and a willingness to be so as well. I prize articulacy, whereas some people prize the depth of their biceps. So you've got to prize things in life, and I prize my ability to titillate extemporaneously. So yeah, tap on the 20 for Hull KR. 7 tackle set. Just as I was telling you all, and you were all getting used to the idea of 6 tackles. There is a rule which permits people to have 7 tackles should certain events occur, and that has begun now. So we've got 7. So we need to get out of the sodding area. We need to get out of our what's termed the red zone, the danger zone. We need to get into the opposition half. There goes Mikey Lewis. He will be a target for Wigan. As a result, he's won a penalty. There is a great rugby league documentary from the 60s on YouTube called The Game That Got Away, I think was that. Again, I'm struggling to read the comments. I am sorry, folks. This needs to be worked out because it's fundamentally lackluster. I need some of my cool live stream friends to let me know how it is that I can have things on permanently. That would be nice. Or maybe it's just a shoddy YouTube mix-up. I don't know. But please do get them in, and I will endeavour to keep my eyes mainly on this screen rather than that one. But Hull KR are attacking. We are 30 metres out, and this is the first opportunity for us to post some points. I'm just going to burp. Oh, goodness me, that's impertinent. Right, what are we going to do here? What are the Reds going to shape up to do? Minicella drives over the 20, still on his feet, passes to Parcell, who gives it to Lewis. That's an awful pass. Lewis goes to the ground. Is that 10 out? 10 out. So this is a real opportunity. Parcell scoots. Tyrone May juts back inside. Can't go anywhere because that's obstruction. Has to give himself up. That's a voluntary tackle. Fourth tackle. 10 out. Minicella drops off Whitbread, who runs really hard and dodges a few men but can't get anywhere. 5 metres out, fifth and last. This is going to be a kick, or we're going to spread it to the wing. I'm not sure. Parcell goes to Lewis. Kicks to the corner. Burgess has got to challenge. Burgess does challenge, and that is taken out for a dropout. Is it? Is Jack Smith given a result yet? I'm not sure. It looked like a knock-on from Wigan, but I would say that because I'm biased. Marshall takes it out. What's been given? I think Burgess has dropped that ball, if I'm honest. If I'm being, as the term is, brutally honest, yeah, Wigan have the ball. But an early opportunity for us, and we didn't take it. So that's unfortunate, but Wigan play. And, yeah, we're going to keep them camped down here. They're offloading like a desperate team at the moment. They're usually much more reticent to offload, but they are indeed throwing it about like madmen. That's right, that's high. Minicella, that is so dangerous, but it was not given. Goodness, that is the rub of the green. Book you'd like to reread. Middlemarch does not count. That's Natalie O'Doherty. Book I would like to reread at the moment. Oh, goodness me. For the field is through, needs to be tackled, kicks, Broadbent get rid. Well done, Jack Broadbent. That is phenomenal work. Book I would most like to read, probably Anthony Tropp's The Warden, because that was excellent Victorian viewing, Victorian reading rather. Quite how Wigan got through though, I don't know, because I was consternated looking at the floor when they made the break, but thankfully it is as of yet 0-0 with just over 15 minutes. That's round his neck. That must be a penalty, and is given. Come on. We're getting up the field as a result. Aslam, what are your favourite genres? Canonical classics, if they can be said to be a genre. Political biography, both contemporary and long since past. Poetry, is that a genre? Poetry, Victorian, old poetry, bits and bobs of science fiction, short stories, that type of stuff. My reading isn't as broad as I would like it to be. An Agatha Christie mystery every now and then, but Rovers have the ball 30 metres out, and so my priorities are turning to the bigger 40-inch screen in front of me rather than the small phone screen. But yeah, with a chance to score, Mincella is darting about but cannot do anything with it, and Semba manhandles him, to be frank. So that's not a good start. Third tackle, Hiku takes it in. The problem we will have in attack is that Niall Evalds is not in the squad, and he is the link for passing. And he's in a tracksuit at the moment with a heart rate of 70 BPM instead of 170. So our attacking isn't going to be as vigorous as it might be, but Hadley takes the tackle, fifth and last, on the 10. Are we going to score? Probably not. Lewis takes it up. Was anybody obstructed there? Is Smith going to give it? Yes. Smith is giving obstruction. Penalty to Hull KR. 5 out from the line. We need to score in this set. We definitely need to score in this set. Was Hall taken out? Yes. Adam Kieran very obviously goes to shoulder him off the ball. That's one of the distinctions between the rulebook in American football and rugby league. You cannot barge a player without the ball to the floor in rugby league as you can in American football because we've not got all the protection. But Sue takes it in, and if Hull KR score on this live stream and make it 4 to 6-0 live, then I'm going to go absolutely nuts, and my shirt will stay on, I promise you all, but I'll be tempted to remove it. Second tackle, Whitbread on the 5. Come on, surely we can get in here. Great commentary, Joe, very entertaining. Thanks, Jane. That's a knock-on, but goes backwards. So Burgess plays on. That's my Aunt Jane, everybody. Say hello to Aunt Jane. She is in full voice tonight. 18 minutes in, Wigan 0, Hull KR 0. This is extraordinary. Third tackle. We've lost 5 metres so far in the set. Sue takes it up. goes straight through the middle and makes 5 yards. Sue plays the ball. Parcell, dummies, Parcell is in! Yes! Come on! That's a try. That's a try, Jack Smith, and we are off. Woo! First blood, Hull KR. Too big and too strong. Matt Parcell take a bow. Leah Isamola, Thoughts on Frankenstein, my current reread. It's good. There are 2 versions I hear. And I prefer the more wordy one, as you could well imagine, the more literary one. But Hull KR are 4-0 up, soon to be 6 because it's right under the sticks. The 2-point conversion will be easy, and we have the stranglehold. Woo! Ah! Aren't you guys amused? Aren't you enthralled like I am? Oh, that's gorgeous. Tackle me. I dare you to tackle me. Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Sells everyone with the dummy, pounces over the line. Matt Parcell, give that man a coconut. Give that man a coconut. That is extraordinary. Yes! Oh! All we need is 5 more tries and then we'll win. 4-0 to the red and whites. 4-0 to the red and whites. 4-0. Keep the comments coming in, folks. Sorry about that mild outburst, but these things happen. That was beyond my bodily control. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting. Aslan, you have so much energy in general. Does that ever make you exhausted? No, because I'm indefatigable. I sleep for 6-7 hours a night, but I'm like this when I wake up at 6, and I'm like this when I go to bed at 10 or 11. And there we are in full voice. The Red and White Army, who have for so long suffered. There's Natalie, who enjoyed that apparently. Hull KR, who have so long suffered under the yoke of failure, finally reigning supreme. I'll try not to interject too many cliches, but we're halfway through the half, and therefore way more than halfway over the live stream. I'll probably go to 90 minutes and then you know, cut the head off this one or whatever. But this has been jolly fun, and especially because we have the advantage. It's strange because this feeling that I have now is almost certainly going to float away. Like, was it Muhammad or Moses? I don't know. Somebody on the Nile in a biblical story is going to float away and be replaced by utter dejection. But Whitbread takes it up. The key metric in rugby league is the set after points. So when you score, the best thing that you can do is execute 5 drives and perform a big booming kick down the field. And Hull KR in our history, we failed to do that. We knock on afterwards, and that's not good. But we haven't done that yet. Parcell takes it with speed, gives it to Robertson, who goes bloody far with it. We're up to the 40, 4th tackle. Is that Liam Byrne? The mysterious shagger. Sorry, folks. There goes Parcell to the halfway line. 5th and last. Kick to come from Lewis. Pressure on it, but it goes to the corner. Beautiful. That's what I call a set after points. Miski takes it in. His face is going to be buried in the turf. And it is. That's good. Hull KR suddenly are on it. We weathered the early storm, and suddenly we have, as I say, a stranglehold on this game. Please keep the comments coming. There are 12 of you watching, and yet none of you are engaging in conversation with Joseph Spivey Esquire. What is wrong with you all? What have you all got planned for this fine weekend? I know I was asked that question earlier. I've got nothing to do, or next to nothing to do. But I'll still be. Oh, he's knocked on! Thompson's knocked on the 40. We've got a set near their line again. Aslan, I am engaging. Well done. Thank you for engaging. You're engaging more than the common citizen. So thank you, Aslan. Aslan, where are you joining us from? Is it England? Is it Britain, or is it America? Leia, there are some hair waxes that do not have gel or oily structure and do not leave a feeling of tons of mud/grease on the hair. There are many, but I refuse to use them. This is just soap, folks, or shampoo, as it's more commonly referred to. So yes, where are you joining us from, Aslan? Where is everybody else joining us from? I know that Natalie is joining us from Ireland, and Alexandria is joining us from Tennessee, and Hannah is joining us from... Where does Hannah live? I have no idea. America, of course. Reading Trollop at the snail's pace. Well, that's not a bad way to start. Right. Handley takes it to the 20. 2nd tackle. If we score next, then we have... I was going to say indomitable ascendancy, but that's not true. But we have an advantage, obviously, by definition. Okay, third tackle, 15 out. Parcell, who wears a magic hat. Batchelor takes it to the 5. Batchelor drives all the way further than the 5. No, is dragged back to the 5 and is held surely there. Come on. That is a penalty. Your commentary is about... sorry, that was either praise or dispraise. I hope it was praise. Parcell from the 10, fifth and last, Tyrone May. Pass it out to Lewis. Lewis, dummies. Mikey Lewis. Mikey Lewis is in for the second try. Woo! Eat that one. How many trophies have you won this year, Sonny? Come on. Where are you in the table? Second, I hear. Yes. Any advice for people who find classics intimidating? Read them a bit more. Don't put too much emphasis on comprehension. That's what I would say. Yes! Oh, we're socking it to them in their own backyard, folks. They don't know what's hit them. Mikey Lewis, take a bow. That gentleman could impregnate all of my female family members if he wanted to. He could do what he wanted because he is the man. He is the man. They can't stop him. They're giving him the 2 fingers in the stands because they detest skill. They detest skill and advancement. Yes! 10-0 to the red and whites. 10-0 to the red and whites. 10-0. Oh, this is gorgeous. This is going well. This is going well. I just know that things will collapse as soon as the stream is off. But we're 25 minutes in. Unfortunately, when you score a try, you get 4 points. Then you kick the goal and you get 2 if you kick the goal between 2 posts. Much like the point after in American football. Unfortunately, in American football, it's always from the front. It's always from directly in front of the post. But if you score on the wing, you have to kick it from the wing in rugby league, so it's hard. And our kicker, Mikey Lewis, who has just scored the try, who I've said, somewhat regrettably, can impregnate every single one of my female family members, is now kicking for goal. And the AI is saying that it's going to be... There's an 81% success probability here, apparently. But I would not put a fiver on that. Goodness me. If he kicks this, then what will happen? I don't know. I assume the space-time continuum will implode or invert. Mikey Lewis, shaping up to kick, with a chance to extend Rovers' lead to 12-0. Eyes the goal, and then the ball. And strokes it wide as per usual because he is useless at that very, very minor skill. But it's 10-0, and the reds and pinks, because our away strip is also pink, are going mad in the stands, and I wish I was there swilling lager and accosting some dear fine maiden to my left and to my right. But oh, look at the passion! There's so much in this as well. There is so much past sorrow and trouble that is being cathartically gotten rid of. What's the last book, Aslan? What's the last book you read that you really loved? Middlemarch, by a distance. Tangano is going to change things. So we have interchanges, of course, that you can bring on. It's not like American football where you have an offensive team and a defensive team. You do the attacking and the defending as one body, uniform body, but you can bring on the forwards that do the big tackling and like the linemen in American football. They are, of course, a little fatter, a little stronger, but therefore do not have the endurance and so have to be interchanged at certain intervals. Fourth tackle on the 40, set after points has gone well, and Hadley takes it forward just short of the halfway line, plays the ball. There's Tyler Dupree, who's the fatty that we nearly signed, but didn't because he's no good. How about that one? So Miski catches it for Wigan 10 metres out. So that's good. Okay, this is going well. This is going frightfully well. I'm astonished at how well this is going, folks, and my ability to talk on and on and on. Of course, I'm going to sound like a kind of 50-a-day smoker. Hadley, get off him. That's going to be penalised, but isn't. Thank goodness we're defending like our lives depend on it. Tyrone May brings him down. Third tackle. Wigan hunt the penalty because that's the only way to get out of the way. And Sember is tackled, is brought down. Fourth tackle within the 30. Already, I think, the Warriors are beginning to lose something of their heart. But they offload. Leeming gives it to French, who kicks early and goes for a 40-20. Robertson needs to stop it and does, takes it on the full like a professional. That is gorgeous. That is contact with the head, is it not? Leeds Rhinos are whooping the gangrenous neighbours over at the other side of the city, 20-0, so that's jolly good. Go, Leeds Rhinos, go. But yeah, 30 minutes in, Rovers are romping, absolutely romping. That is usually vernacular for somebody who's homosexual, but in this case, romping means doing well. Tanganoa runs at the gaps. We're over the halfway line. There is just over 10 minutes to go in the half, and therefore 10 minutes to go in this live stream. So do get your questions in if you've been dying to get something in for me. Oh, that's a terrible offload from Luckley, but it goes well. Parcell gives it to Minchella. What tackle are we on? The 4th. We're on the 30-yard line. Minchella offloads. This is suicidal. Robertson gives it to Lewis. Oh, we're just toying with them. We are toying with them. There goes Gildart. Do we have a 2-on-1? No. That's a good tackle from Bevan French. Good tackle. But we offload again. There goes Tanganoa, and that's 6 again because it came off a Wigan hand. Oh, my goodness. Do we have 6 more tackles? No, 5th. Do we have 6 more tackles? I don't know. Kicked. Falls to Hiku. It falls perfectly to Wardle, who looks to get away. Who is away? No. Tackle him. No. Come on. No. Win the foot race. My goodness. Wigan break for 80 metres. That was so fortunate. Have you ever had problems with your neighbours? Leo Picara? No, because I never shout like this usually. That's a penalty to Wigan. Oh, goodness. Oh, we did very well to stop a try then. That was fortunate. And he sent Joe Burgess off for a professional foul. And we're a man down. Oh dear. That's not good. Elliot Minicello is going to challenge the decision, but they've been sent off. You just see there how much rugby league is a game of margins. We kick to the corner and look to score, and it falls perfectly into Wigan hands, and they sprint down the field. They haven't scored, but they've got the ball within the 10, and we have a man off. The noise complaint is inevitably incoming. Yeah, I'm sure it will. They might be out, actually. People upstairs are in their mid to late 20s and often go partying on Friday night, so they might be doing that. But yeah, at the moment we're going to have to weather a storm because we're a man down. I'm not altogether sure that's a flop. In my book, that is a rugby league tackle, which used to be legal. But again, I'm seeing this through red and white eyes. Burgess is smirking to himself. Is that submission to the law, or is that laughing at the ridiculousness of the decision? I'm not sure, but okay. We can take it up. They are, 5 metres out? Oh, 15 metres out. Thompson takes it in. It would be nice if they were to drop the ball now. That would be justice. So, yeah, keep your comments coming in. Keep your questions coming in. Let me know how I'm doing, whether this live stream is somewhat enjoyable. Legs. They cannot run without their legs. Other cliches are, of course, available. Who is that at dummy half? I've no idea who that is. Does that man's mother know he's here? There's Dupree. You're not going to score, mate, because you're rubbish. You're not going to score, mate, because you're rubbish. He's been taken over the line. Get back to the 10. Do some bloody sit-ups, my son. This is not a game for the flabby. Okay. Dummy half gives it to Thompson, who is tackled. That's apparently only the second tackle, but I don't believe that for all the money in the world. There are gaps, there are inevitable gaps. Smith needs to be bludgeoned, and is. Thank goodness for that. Third tackle. They're shipping it out. Gives it to French, who throws a wild ball out to Marshall, who has to control it with his feet, Ronaldo style, then falls to the floor. Fourth tackle, still 10 metres out. Besides books and rugby, do you have other hobbies? Magazine recommendations. The New European, if they do a magazine, if not a paper. The Economist. The Spectator, I suppose, just to keep a track on right-wing thuggery. And others. Any hobbies other than fifth and last? Are they going to score? Spread out. No! Well, he might be in touch, but I think he scored a try. I think Miski scored. Jack Smith is going to take it upstairs to the video ref, but I think we're going to have pulled one back rather predictably. He has a try on the field. Of course he does. Yes, any other hobbies? If you count sports watching as a hobby, then no. Reading and sports watching and bringing down stereotypes. Has he scored this, or has Ryan Hall got him in touch? Here's the replay, right here, right now. Go on. Your foot's in touch. The ball is on the white line, is it not? The touch line. Ooh. Could this be denied? Could this be chalked off, as the phrase goes? There's no way he's grounded that in the field of play. He's grounded that on the sideline. You can see that. You can see he's grounded that on the sideline. What's the video ref going to give? I can't hear him, of course, because the volume's on naught, because I don't want to be down either for copyright or just for any interference. But he is taking a good long look at this, the video referee, taking a good long look at this. And he has clearly grounded that in touch, but he'll probably give a try because it went up as a try. What's he going to give? Try, yep. So Wigan have a try back. And Joe Burgess is off the field for 10 minutes. I must go to contribute to the economy. Go, go, go. Gloria Wanderers. You were the Wigan fan, weren't you? I'm just realising that now. You were the Wigan fan. You are what Hillary Clinton said of Donald Trump supporters, one of the basket of deplorables. That is a try, yeah. Do you think it was a try, Gloria? Do you think that was a try? It looked to me as if Miskey grounded it in touch, but I'm looking at it through a biased angle. Do you think Joe Burgess deserved to be sent off? And more importantly, do you think the Warriors will come back to victory, or do you think Rovers have got it? Let me know now. So yeah, a try for Wigan, and they've got a kick right from the edge. Lewis was adamant that that wouldn't be given. There are the cherry and whites. Look at them. Look how foul and disgusting and in every way inferior those people in the gantries are. Yeah, Miskey is from, he plays for Lebanon internationally, I do believe, which is, it's nice to see people from underrepresented countries finally getting into rugby league. I don't see why not. That's jolly good to see people other than from New Zealand and Australia and England doing it. But Kieran has an opportunity to kick to make it 10-6. Wigan are all very smug all of a sudden when in fact they know that they are in a losing battle. 11 of you still here. Keep the comments coming, keep the questions coming, keep it alive. That would be jolly good, wouldn't it? And of course this will go up as a regular video anyway. Kieran kicks and sends it wide. So that's 10-4. Still a converted try between the pair of us. How many books a month do you read, Aslan? It depends on length. Let's go with 1 to 2 books a week, so between 4 and 8. Leah is Manola. Favourite colour? Deep orange. Deep orange, I think. Deep orange, yeah. Or, yeah, I don't really have a favourite colour, I don't think, you know. Deep orange obviously came to mind. Yeah, Gloria, you missed the conversion. You did indeed. Okay, right, we just need to weather the storm here. We're going to have their tails up. There's 7 minutes to go until the half. And then that'll be it. And I will be left alone, and I will be in solemn, dutiful silence for the rest of the evening, because of course my neighbours are going to be going positively potty upstairs. But I don't mind, that's fine. Okay, third tackle. Liam Farrell takes it up. Liam Farrell is deflected more than tackled. Fourth, gets up to try and go again, but the referee admonishes him and says that that's not allowed. And we fail to wrap someone up. They're going to stretch us, and Semba did he knock on. They're passing it out. Here comes Wardle. Here comes Marshall. Hiku needs to cover. Hiku needs to cover. Hiku needs to cover. Oh my gosh, Broadbent makes the tackle on Marshall. And they play the ball 10 out to Smith. They're trying to ship it out. They're trying to manipulate the numbers. They need to get hold of French. They need to get hold of French. French is running in like a madman, and Semba must score, and does. And the numbers are going to ruin this. For goodness sake, Jack Smith has ruined a decent game of rugby league. That is what has happened, and I couldn't be angrier. But I'm going to cushion that anger because I can't get blatantly angry. Gloria Wondrous says, boom, yes. Yeah. 12 versus 13 doesn't work very well. And we were exploited on the wing. For some, I don't know why it is. Do you know, Gloria, why it is that Naila Valdes is not playing? The fullback looked to be one of our finest players and is yet on the bench without his kit on. So that's worrying. But Nsemba scores with very little defence put against him. So that's shocking. You can see how dejected I am. Google tell me that if you do your live stream on your computer, the comments thing won't happen. It's an app problem. Okay, well, all right. The computer is going to do. The computer would lag. And so I'd be exchanging one problem for another, but we're going to have another try, and it's 8-10 with a kick to come. They could level it up. All we need to do is get into the sheds, frankly, without being completely put to the sword. That would be nice, wouldn't it? That would be That would be jolly good. But you can see now, I have no idea about the Hull KR team. Well, that's unfortunate. Junior Nsemba, a revelation this season. Yeah, he is bloody good. He is bloody good. He's tall, solid. There isn't an ounce of fat on the git, and that's why he's so good. Apparently, the success probability of this gentleman is 50%, so that's probably going to result in him missing. That would be nice, wouldn't it? 8-10, still in front with a man down, away at Wigan. I'd have snapped your arm off for that one. Willie Peters needs to get the chaps in at half-time and give them a bit of a, what we used to term a seeing to, or a little bit of a talking to. Kieran shapes to kick. This is important. And he puts it wide. And it's 8-10 still. Any books you recommend to be more politically literate? Depending on the country of interest, I've read David Marquand's The Strange Career of British Democracy. That's very studious, very eloquent, very literary, quite puissant, as the French say. Favourite Chelsea striker, Leo Pecara. Didier Drogba, by a distance. He is, alongside Thierry Henry, he is the best Premier League striker ever to carbonise oxygen. Can you carbonise oxygen? I'm not sure. The best player ever to eat a cucumber, I suppose. I was looking for a random phrase there. Oh, that's a knock on, and Rovers have another advantage. Off we go. Play on. Right, they've dropped the ball. 10 out. Off goes James Batchelor. Another opportunity for us to score with a man down. Come on. That's laying on. That's a sending off. That's delay of game. That's a professional foul. Apply the rules evenly, Mr. Smith. Tanganoa takes it forward. Come on, Rovers. Get in here. Oh, that's a big error from Marshall. That's what we call a coach killer. Luckley takes it forward. Do not offload that ball. Keep the ball, Sam Luckley. 10 out. Oh, my God. I'm going dizzy. Is that because I've had a pint of beer? Goodness knows. Parcell! Oh, goodness me. Third tackle. What have we got cooking? Anything? No love for Rooney. Yeah, good. But his poor performances for England rather shade my opinion of him. And of course, he was a Man United player, and every single person to have donned that Red Devil shirt is, by definition, a demon to me. So I don't like Rooney. And is he not the coach of Plymouth or somebody at the moment, and they are yet to win? He's obviously, like most prominent English players, is trying his hand at coaching and not doing very well. All fair enough. All fair play to him, but no, not a fan of Rooney. Not a huge fan. I suppose not Luis Suarez, he's a biter. The other South American, Sergio Aguero. Are we going to kick for goal? We've got a penalty. We've won a penalty, and that would mean it's 10-all. Burgess is limbering up like Wayne Sleep. There's a reference for those of you north of 50. He's limbering up like Wayne Sleep. And Mikey Lewis, we are going to take kick for goal to increase our advantage to 12-8. That would probably be the score at the half, and we're going to go in and regather ourselves. Leeds leading 32-0 against the old enemy, Hull FC. That cheers me up no end, but at the moment, because Hull FC are whipping boys, propping up the table in 11th of 12, it doesn't really give me much pleasure to see them smashed anymore. It's strange. Leah beating Castleford, as we would imagine. Lewis needs to kick this. This is important, and it's not a gimme because he is far from a master at this art. But that goes through the post, and Hull KR lead 12-8. With a man down, we're just trying to roll the clock down. We need 5 tackles, a kick in touch, roll the clock down for a scrum at Wigan's end, and then in the second half, we'll be running towards the faithful, and we'll score 6 unreplied tries. That would be jolly good, wouldn't it? Burgess is taking a bib off. That's good. He's in proper kit, and is he coming back on? Was it 28 minutes? I thought he would still have 2 or 3 minutes to go, but we're going to have gone short. That's a strange option. And Mikey Lewis has taken it. That was a very strange option. A very strange option to go short. But they've taken a short kick-off. Not sure whether that was Matt Pete's order or whether that was Mr. Smith performing a rather strange rule. But a minute to go of this half, and therefore of this live stream. We'll be going for north of 90 minutes now, which is Ridiculous! Luckley's dropped the ball. Oh, and there's 50 seconds to go. That, my friend, is imprisonable. It's shot out of the top, so that would usually indicate a ball steal. Let's have a look. That has been reefed for all love and money by the Wigan player, whom I can't name, Forber, number 20. That's so obviously been stripped. Mr. Smith cannot officiate his way from a wet paper bag. That is not a knock-on. Oh, if we suffer from this, then I'm going to be very obviously irked. But Burgess is back on the pitch, so we have a full squad of players, or team of players, with 25 seconds left. So we need to work this out. Play your ball! Stop moaning. Second tackle. 15 seconds to go. Are they going to drop a goal? That would be insane, surely. Second tackle. 10 seconds to go. Smith, they're going wide. We need to spread out. They're going wide. Spread out. Get him in. Oh, he's dropped it. Thank God he's dropped the ball. Woo! 12-8 at the half. No sweat, folks. No sweat. This is going to be easy in the second half. Willie Peters is going to get the lads onto it, and yeah, I'm sure we'll win. But yes, sounds like Python's Olympics sketch. Oh yes, yes, it probably does. I do like Monty. I do like Monty Python. So thank you for that. Thank you for that bit of praise. But yeah, I'm running out of words and running out of received wisdom, running out of extended metaphors, running out of energy, folks, and it's been nearly 100 minutes, so do you click the cross, do you, to end the live stream? I think you do, so I'm going to try that now. I'm going to, as ever, thank you ever so much for watching, BookTube. You've seen 40 minutes of Rugby League, you've seen me sink a pint, and you know what it's like to live with me for more than 1 hour. So I'm going to, as ever, thank you ever so much for watching, BookTube, and hopefully say goodbye.